All right, hello everyone. What's up, Notjust developers? Super pumped up to be back to the live stream. Today we're building something new. Today we're building a new game in React Native. Let's first of all see what today's tutorial is going to be about, and then we can have a little bit of talk. So here we have, today we're going to build a Wordle clone. Most probably you already know about Wordle from social media, especially from Twitter, and you're gonna get the point in a couple of minutes. But yeah, like everyone on Twitter is sharing these green squares. That was very mysterious for me. I was thinking like, what the hell is happening here? It's most definitely another NFT. But apparently some of the subscribers told me about this Wordle game. I tried it out and it's so simple and it's so fun that I decided to build a tutorial to show you how you can build a Wordle application with React Native for iOS and Android. And by the end of this video, you're gonna build this application that you see right here. And the point of this game is to try to guess a word, and the word is unique, one per day for all the participants. So anyone who is joining the game, they will all try to guess the same word. And I think this led to the popularity of this game on Twitter. And it's simple, like you start with the first row, like we understand that the word is from 5 characters. And yeah, let's say, like, I don't know, let's put some random characters here. And I'll put enter. And if all of them are green, that means that we didn't guess any letters. All right, let's try another try. And here we see 2 letters with yellow, which means that these letters are in the word, but they are at a different position. All right, so I don't know, let's try H3, the first one. Let's enter. Oh, we know that H is in the right position because it's with green. O is in the right position, and also we have an E. I think the word is hello. And yeah, we won. And after that, you can also share your result similar to the Wordle game. And after you press share, you will copy the result that you have. And after that, you will be able to paste them here, for example. And here you see how many tries did you have until you nailed the word. So yeah, this is the idea of today's tutorial. And yeah, we're gonna build everything from scratch. Yeah, super excited about that. And yeah, without further ado, let's run the intro and then we can get started. All right, so everyone who is joining today live, hello guys, where are you joining us from? Right down below, yeah, where are you currently? Until I manage to get back on track. Like for me, it's like getting back, like I almost forgot everything, like what I have to do here. But I'm gonna get there, let me put the comments here so I could see them. Germany, India, Argentina, Korea, oh my god, everywhere in the world. Right. How did you enjoy that time with Lucas, the build with Lucas? By the way, the crypto tracker that Lucas is working on is not done yet, and we will publish more videos in that project, including deploying an application to App Store. Morocco, India, Pakistan, hello guys, awesome. All right, so without further ado, let's start by initializing our project, and we're gonna use Expo to do that because Expo is the easiest way to get started and to build React Native application with, especially if you are a beginner. Expo is not sponsoring this video, so this is totally my point of view. All right, so I'm gonna open a terminal to get started. And here in the terminal, make sure, let me zoom in a bit. Make sure you have one of the recent version of Expo. And after that, we can, first of all, let me go into a folder that I need, YouTube here. And we can do expo init to initialize our project and to give a name for our project. I'm gonna call it Wordle. Lucas is amazing. Yeah, I'm also happy with the tutorials that he was doing, and I wish that he's gonna stay with us for longer to teach us everything he knows. When we are asked to choose a template, here let's choose a blank template, basically the first one. So just press enter. And this will initialize a very minimal application and very clean without a lot of dependencies, because we will take it from there and we will build everything ourselves. Hello from Morocco. I have always wanted to build that game. Awesome! Today is your chance to build it from scratch all the way till the end. I was trying Vox implant in Expo project but was getting client module null error. Most probably Vox implant does not support Expo, or you will have to do some extra steps. Like, I cannot answer your question from the top of my head, but most probably it doesn't. So, all right, our application has been initialized. Now what we have to do is to go inside the project, cd Wordle, and here we can write code and then dot to open the current directory using Visual Studio Code. If you don't have this alias, then you can simply open Visual Studio Code and from there do open project, navigate to the folder that it was generated and open that way. So now our project is open here. All right, and before we get into the code, let's open a terminal by going in the top corner here, terminal, new terminal. And here we will write npm start. All right, I have another server running, so I'm gonna have to stop it first and then run npm start. All right, this open our Expo development window in a browser. And again, let me zoom in. And from here, what we can do is to run it on either an Android device or iOS simulator. The application will work on both Android and iOS. In my case, I'm using a Mac OS, so I'm gonna run it on iOS simulator because it runs smoother. If you're working on Windows machine or Linux, then go ahead and run it on an Android emulator. At the end, I'm also gonna test everything on an Android device to make sure that everything is compatible. In your earlier tutorials, you were always doing TypeScript. Yeah, it depends from project to project. Like, this project is quite simple. It's fun to build, but it's not very complicated. And for this specific project, I decided not to go with a TypeScript route in order not to confuse some beginners. If your project is a little bit bigger, then it's definitely worth starting from the get-go with TypeScript and having everything typed there. I spoke about the benefits of TypeScript, and let me try again to run an iOS simulator. Expo does support Vox implant as far as I know. That's a good point. Maybe you have to do the settings. I'll have to look into this, and I'm gonna come with a response. Does it contain authentication? No, it doesn't. Not in this tutorial, not in this episode. I mean, because I don't think we need authentication. The Wordle game is free to play, anyone can go there and play. And I think that's best for the user experience, because it's a simple game, like you just want to play. I don't think we need to make the user authenticate. So here we have our application on the right. The only thing that we see is open app.js to start working on your application. Everything is working. If you're new to React Native development or Expo development, a few words about this development tool is on the left side here, you will see your device. If you click there, here you will start seeing all the logs that are coming from your application running on this device. This is important because if something is not working, come back here and you'll find more details about the issue or about any problem that you encounter in the application. This is the most important that you need to know at the moment. So let's go back to our project, and what do we have to do? Let's open app.js, and here, if we will update this text to hello world, we will right away see that it updated in our emulator here on the right. Perfect. So guys, before we start coding, let's import a couple of files that will be important for our project. I prepared them for you in order for you not to waste time. For example, I prepared the keyboard component and other important files there that we will need, such as colors. You can get it by following the link in the description below, or go to assets.notjust.dev/Wordle. Wordle, yeah, probably. You'll find the link in the description below. Download the asset bundle, and when you open it, you will see here a source folder and some screenshot of the application for you to easier know what we're building. So what are we gonna do with this source? We're gonna take it and drag and drop in the root of our project. Okay. Yes, add folder to workspace. Do you trust? Yes. No, I think I did it wrong. It shouldn't be there. I messed up. Let me try to delete it from here. Remove folder. Why did it create? All right. So again, let me try to copy it inside the Wordle. So copy folder. Simply like that. Yeah, copy folder. And now inside our project, in the Wordle package here, we see the source. The source contains some constants, and in the constants we will see, I think it's too much. In the constants, for example, we will see the colors that we will be working with. We will see all the keys that we need for the keyboard. And the important thing is here in the components, we have the keyboard component that we will import soon in our app.js. All right, back to our app.js. Let's import colors. Import colors from source then constants. Constants like this. Save. Now for the background color of our application, I want to say that it's colors.black. All right. And this text, I'm gonna delete and I'm gonna add a new text below. But before that, look, because our status bar has a style of auto, I do not see the clock and the Wi-Fi indicator and so on. So let's set the status bar to light in order to see these properties here. Okay, after that, what I want to do is I will start with the title of this page, which is Wordle. And I'm gonna give it style equal styles.title. Let's grab this title here and start. First of all, I'm gonna set the color to colors.light gray in order to see it on the screen. Yes, it's there. Then, look, I'm gonna title font size 32 probably. That's good. And also font weight bold to make it bolder. Yes. The only thing that I would change here for this text is the spacing between letters. Now they're too close together. We can do that by doing letter spacing. And I'm gonna give, if we give 10, that's too much. Probably 7. Yes, that's better. Okay, but the title, our title, should be on the top of the screen. Let me also open a screenshot so you could see better what's going on there. Here we have a screenshot. So as you can see, the title should be up top here in the application. Our title is in the middle because the container of our whole application aligns everything in the center. So if I remove this one, our title is not in the middle, it moved to the top, but I see a small issue. Like on some devices that do not have a notch, everything is gonna be perfect. But on this specific device, because it has a notch, our text is behind the notch. To fix that, like you could go some easy route and add some margin top to this container just to move everything below. But a better approach would be to use safe area view, a component that we can import from React Native. And I'm gonna replace the root view with a safe area view. By doing that, a safe area view is the same view, but it will make sure that everything inside that view is visible on the screen. So basically it protects you from notches, it protects you from, I don't know, cameras, small cameras Android have, or below here there is also a small portion where the content could be hidden behind this line on the iPhone. So safe area view, title, everything is good so far. I think so. Let's go. Okay. Okay. So what is the next step? If we look at this page, let's import our keyboard and see it in action. Import keyboard from source directory, then components, not constants, components, then keyboard. Make sure you'll import the keyboard from this location where you have copied it and not from React Native, because React Native also has a keyboard there. And let's simply render the keyboard. And here we have it. At the bottom of the screen, we see the keyboard similar to how we need it. You can go ahead and look into the keyboard and see how I build it, because I did it myself in the morning. But yeah, in a couple of words, what we did here in the constants, we have all the keys. The key is an array of 3 other arrays. Every array represents one row of our keyboard and has all the characters on that keyboard. Now, in our component, we first of all map through all these key rows and we render one row. For each row, we map through each key and we render a pressable because we need to press on it and to detect presses. And then we render a simple the key to uppercase text to render the actual letters on the keys. That's how it works. You can play around with the styles if you want. You can move the sizes. For example, key height, if you want, can be double the size of key width. And in this case, like we're gonna have super tall keys. 1.3 for me was okay. All right, back in our app.js. What do we have to do? We have to start rendering the map, like the whole 5 by, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or something like that rows. Yeah, let's, as we can see the map here, I can even draw on it. No, probably I can't. So I cannot. All right, don't worry. So we have a map. A map contains multiple rows. As you can see, 6 rows, and each individual row contains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cells. So this is important because we're gonna work a lot with this b-dimensional array in today's video, because everything here is actually represented as a b-dimensional array. So for that, we will start with a view styles.map. A view that will contain the whole map. After that, we will have a view for our, what is our next level of component. It's a row. It's a row, and inside the row, we are going to have view style equal styles.cell. So we have a map. Inside the map, we will have multiple of these rows, and each row will contain multiple cells. Let me add these multiple cells, 5 of them. Okay, with that being said, let's start to style some of it. So map, row, and cell. Map. Then we have row. Then we have cell. For the map, first of all, I would like to say, let's do a background color red to see the map on the screen. Basically, at the moment, we don't see it because it doesn't have any width and height. If we do, like, I don't know, some random 100 width, height 100, we will see it. The thing is that for the width, we want the map to take the full available space on the screen. So instead of saying width is 100%, I'll say how it should align. So align self, stretch. Basically, stretch to fill the whole space in your parent component. We can use flat list to dimensions. I'm not going to use a flat list for this use case. I'm going to simply map and render them because we have a limited number of cells. Like we don't have, like, I don't know, infinite number of cells. We know exactly how many, and that's why I think it's okay not to use a flat list in this situation. All right, so we have align self stretch, height 100. I'm gonna leave height 100 for a moment. Now for the row, what do we have? Let's do background color blue. And again, we don't see anything. If I add, again, align self stretch, then also some height 50, for example, when we see the row with a blue there. Perfect. Now let's design the cell. For the cell, I'm gonna say that first of all, let's do background color. Initially, the cell will have a background color. I don't know. I'm gonna go with green, just to see it on the screen. And a cell could be with 30, height 30. Everything with the sizes I'm gonna adjust, and I'm gonna make sure that they're responsive. Right now, just for you to see that it's there. We see them, but the thing is, you don't see them as a square because it's multiple of them on top of each other. So I'm gonna add border width of 1 and border color of colors dot gray. Okay, something is there, and I probably don't need the background color because I will still see them. Okay, the first problem that we see here is that they are not in the same row. To fix that, we will go to the row component, and I'm gonna say flex direction row. Basically, render all the child components inside this row in the same row. We see them there. Perfect. Now, instead of saying width 30, instead of hard coding the width of this cell, I will rather say flex 1, and this will mean that divide the space with your siblings. So if all the cells inside that row has a flex 1, they will divide the space equally. If one cell has flex 2, it will take two times as much space as the others. So just by saying flex 1, we make sure that the horizontal space of these cells is spread between all the children. Now for the height, instead of saying height, I want my cells to be square. Well, that is possible using aspect ratio, and if I say aspect ratio of 1, my cells become square. If I do 1/2, then they will have 2 times as much height as their width. That's why we need just 1/1 or simply 1. Now our row doesn't need the height because it will take the height of the cells, and if I remove it, you see the blue moved to fit our cell's height. I don't need this blue. And what else I don't need? Well, this cell will probably have a margin of 5. Is it enough? Or even less, like 3 is gonna be enough. And I'm gonna remove this red thing. Perfect. I will increase the border width to 2, like this. And let's try a dark gray. Yes, now is better. Or even 3 border width. Yeah, I think that's good. Could you, by the way, show your Visual Studio Code extension in a video? We have a video about my Visual Studio Code extensions on the channel. You can find it there, or Momo can drop a link in the comments. Vadim, it's been a while. Yes, I also missed the live streams. I'm super busy these days with the course. I've been working the last months, almost full time, like every day on the course, and finally we managed to finish the React Native part. We have almost everything that needs to be there, and now I'm working on the backend part with Amplify. We have 2 modules ready for setting up everything and then authentication, and there I spent this week alone just preparing one video from the authentication, to go into all the details, to research and to make sure that what I'm teaching you is the industry best standard, and all the edge cases that you can encounter. That's what you're gonna learn during the course. So if you're not already, join the wait list by following the description the link in the description below, and you'll be the first one to be notified when the course is launched to the public, which is gonna happen soon, in the next couple of months. All right. All right, or you could just do with 100%. With 100% also works in some situations, but it's a bit tricky, because if a parent has a padding, then with 100% will not work. It will not consider the padding of a parent. Right, so we have successfully rendered one row there. If I copy and paste this row again here, boom, we have 2 rows. Perfect, but we are not gonna do copy pasting here because that's not the best way to do it. Whenever you copy paste, you know that you remember about the dry concept, don't repeat yourself. And whenever you copy paste, that means that probably something can be done better. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna leave here only one cell. And I right away see an issue. If the cell, if a word will contain, I don't know, for example, 3 letters, then the cells will be too huge and it will not fit all 6 rows. Like if I do 6 of them, they will not fit. For that reason, I'm going to add a max width to our cell. Max width can be, I don't know, 60. And now our cells will share the space that they have, but they will not have a width bigger than 60. I can probably do 70. Yes, that will make sure that everything is visible even on smaller screen devices. But I want to make them in the middle. So for the row, I'm gonna do justify content, center. Boom, they are in the center. Perfect. Okay, so the amount of cells that we render in a row, what does it depend on? The amount of cells that we render in a row depends on how many letters does the word have. Okay, so for that reason, let's start with defining a simple word. So word equal to hello, right? Now, that number of letters, or no, let's, instead of doing number of letters, I'm gonna to split this word in an array of characters. So letters is equal to word dot split, and I'm gonna split based on nothing, and that will what it will do, it will return an array of characters. For example, H, the second one is E, then is L, then is L again, then is O. Now that we have this array of characters, we can take it, these letters, and instead I'm gonna delete all the cells except the one. Here inside this row, I want to map through the letters, map. And for each letter, what I want to do is I want to render a cell here. Save. Boom, we have 5 letters. If I'm gonna do here 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that, we have that many spots as many letters we have. If I'm gonna do just 1, we're gonna have only 1 square there. Someone is suggesting we can wrap the map in a scroll view just to handle the edge cases when number of letters are a lot. That's a good suggestion. So I'm gonna first of all, I'm gonna get there. Like I have an idea how to showcase the problem and how to show how to solve it. Now, what do we have now? All right, so we have the number of letters. Now we need to render multiple rows. Now think about what does the number of rows depend on. It depends on the number of tries that you want to let people take. So that can be like, I don't know, somewhere you can store it. Number of tries equal to 6. This is how many tries we want. one moment. I'm gonna go back to the chat shortly. Now I just want to focus to make sure that everyone is on the same page with this solution. All right. Well, we could simply do a for loop here from 0 to 6 and render that many rows, like this is a row, that many rows. The issue with that is there is not an easy way to loop, for example, 6 times in JavaScript, and for that reason we will need to map. But to map, we need an array of data to map over. Look, we will have to keep in state all our tries. Basically, the whole map, we should keep it in state, the whole map. And what is this map? For example, rows is equal to, I don't know, this is the first try. The first try, the user wrote these letters. I'm trying to show you the data structure that we're gonna use. The second try, the user wrote these words, right? For example. The third row, the user didn't write anything yet, so that's why they are empty. And the fourth one, and so on. And we need, for example, if number of tries is 6, we need 6 of these arrays in our row. How we can generate this b-dimensional array dynamically based on the number of tries and based on the number of letters in the word? We can do that by using the array dot. It's actually new array. Here we need to specify the array length. The array length is the number of tries, because that's how many rows do we need. Now let's fill this array, and we will fill every row with an array of how many characters? Letters dot length. And then we will fill that array with empty strings, because user didn't take any chance yet. So our rows contains an array of rows, and every row contains an array of cells that are empty strings at the moment. Later on, we will update them with actual data that the user put there. Okay, so now our map actually depends on this b-dimensional array that we declared here. This is the data that we will have to render on the map on the screen. So let's take this view that renders a row, and instead of rendering just one row, we are going to map through all the rows that we have. So rows.map, for every row, basically render a row, this one. So for every row, render one row. We already see it there. And then, instead of looping through these letters, I would rather loop through the row itself, because row, map, and now we will have a cell from the screen, not a letter, which will contain the data about the letter on that row in that specific cell. Okay, that's interesting. Now, what I want to do, I want to show you how we can render the data inside this row, because that probably will make a little bit more sense. So I'm gonna expand this view for the cell, because inside the view we want to render a text, and the text will be the cell, and we can do to uppercase to make sure that the character is to uppercase. Now if I will fill all the characters with an A, for example, I see it there, but we need to apply some styles because it's rendered with black and you cannot see it. So style.cell text. Below cell, let's do cell text. And first of all, I want to change the color to colors light gray. It's styles, not style. Okay. All right, we see it there right away. We will have to adjust some styling of it. First of all, to align it in the middle, we're gonna apply justify content center and align items center to the container, to the cell. Align, not self, but align items. That's in the middle. Now for the cell text, I'm gonna do font weight bold, and also font size 28. Yes, that's good enough. Let me open now another screenshot from our package there that will contain more information here. So yeah, the sizes of the letters I think are good. Okay, so how is it so far? Is anyone following along live while you are watching it right now? Do you manage to do everything? Oh, now I will showcase the error that someone was suggesting as there. So for example, if let's say the number of tries, I don't know, is 15, then we'll have 15 rows. The issue with this is that we cannot scroll and we do not see the last rows. So we can solve that by using a scrollable or a scroll view from React Native, and we will wrap our map inside a scroll view. So we will replace the view for our map with a scroll view. Now our map is scrollable, as you can see here. So just by doing that, we make sure that on any device sizes, even if it's a pager, I don't know, like we will be able to see all the lines there. And let me go back to 6 tries as default. Add some margin top is too close to the title. Yes, we can do that to the map container. We can add margin vertical 10 or 20. How much do you want? 20 is okay? Yes. Good. What's our comments? We can wrap the map in a scroll view just to handle. Yes, that's what we did right now. Is the keyboard a package or a custom component? The keyboard is a custom component that you can get by downloading the asset bundle in the description below. So here is the keyboard.js that renders all of our map, all of our keys. It's quite small, like 50 lines of code, but it does its job. So how would you go about certain people using different like AZERTY instead of QWERTY keyboards? I don't know. That's a good thing to implement as an improvement. So if you want to do that, go ahead. I encourage you to do that. I used a custom keyboard because we will also display with different colors, different keys, depending on if we guessed them or not. So that's why I couldn't use the default keyboard from the system, because we lose this quite interesting feature of highlighting the keys the letters that you already guessed and the ones that you didn't. Crazy. Yeah, looks good. You can also use ref for the scroll view to automatically scroll when needed. Yes, that's also good. That's a good suggestion. I'm not gonna do that. That's a bit extra for now at least. But yeah, that's what we have at the moment. I see. Never played Wordle. Makes sense. Yes. All right. Let me see what in my task list, what are the next steps. So we map from the tries, we render all the rows, then we have a keyboard. And now probably we will have to get into the state. We will, yeah, before that, let's see. We will have to start working on our game logic. Whenever I press on some letters, I want them to be filled inside our map here. So first of all, keyboard has a on key pressed function that will be called whenever we press on a key, and it will send us the letter from that key. So let's implement this const on key pressed. Here we will get the key, and it's a simple function. Let's do console warn at the moment key. So if I press right now on R, I see R here. If I press on K, I see K. Perfect. So what should happen when we press on a key? We should update our rows here. In order to update our rows and to have reactive updates, so basically if I simply update the row here, nothing is going to happen because our component will not re-render. In order to have variables that the component depends on, and whenever they are changed, they should re-render the component, then we need to introduce state. State is, yeah, as I said, we can import it from use state from React. Oh, by the way, the new version of Expo, where do we have it? Package.json. We no longer have to import React from React in our components. It is automatically imported. This is coming from React Native, but before that, you had to always import React from React. If you're using the latest version of Expo, now you don't have to do that. Little trick, but it's very useful sometimes. So, use state. Our rows will become a state. So we remember it's rows, then set rows. This is the value of our state. This is the setter in order to update our state is equal to use state. And here we need a default value. What is going to be the default value? Well, this empty array that we have created here. So let's copy it from here, paste it. Copy it from here, paste it here, and we will not need these rows here. All right, now that our component is using state for the rows, we will be able to update the rows, and then we will see these updates here on our map. For example, if I simply set rows to an array of just 1, 2, and 3, if I press on something, all the cells will be gone, and only these things will remain, because that's what we declared here, a map with only one row. Okay, how do we update specifically on the cell that we are interested in? Well, we have to remember what is the current active cell. Are we trying to write a letter on the first cell or the second cell or the third cell? I don't know. We need to keep track of that. For that, I will also use a state variable const named current row, set current row, use state, and that's gonna start from 0. The same for the const current I don't know, cell, or it's the index, like the number of a column, or current row, current column. Let's go with column. Set current column. Usually when you work with bidimensional arrays, there is this thing as rows and columns. So that's why we need these two. Use state as well, 0. Alright, now what we have to do is to update the rows at this position, at current row and current column, to contain the new key. So how could we do that? Well, we could do, I don't know, row equal, row at current row. Then in the second part is current column, to get the row and the column, is equal to key. Not row, but rows. Then, just to update them, in the state, set rows with rows. That's it. And nothing is happening. Why nothing is happening? Is because we cannot update state variables directly. Basically, what we have to do is to create a copy of this array, update that copy, and after that, set it back in state. For that, I'm going to create a simple function because we have a bidimensional array, and it's not that simple to copy. Like, we need two steps to copy it. So, copy array equal. We will get the array here, and we will return what? We will return the array. Well, to copy a one-dimensional array, we simply destructure the array into we destructure the values of one array into a brand new array, and that will create a new array. So repetitive, but yeah, that's how you do it for one array. But our array is bidimensional, and we need to where do we have it? So for example, how do you start that? Like this. So if you have 1, 2, 3, then our syntax cloned the top array, but the arrays inside, they're still the same. So for that reason, we will have to map through the rows and do the same thing, basically duplicate the rows by spreading them. If I'm not mistaken, that's how you do it. Right, let's give it a go. So const updated rows equal copy array, and we will take the rows. We will create a copy of an array, then we will update this array, and then we will set it back in state. Boom. Let's have a look. What is happening there? If I do R, yes, we have our first letter in our map here. All right. How's it going, guys? What do you think about GitHub Copilot? Man, I wanted to try it for so long, like from summer when I received an invitation to try it out. but I didn't manage to find time to try it out. I really want to do it. I'm too busy to get into it. But I saw how it works, and I really think that I will enjoy it. It will save a lot of time. Everything that can save me time, like, that's a good investment. That's a good thing. So we updated the rows, but if I press again and again, I still work with the same cell, with that first cell. How we can move to the next cell? Well, we need to move that current column to the next cell. So after we update the rows, we will set current column to the current column +1. Save. Now if I do F, it's the first one, then we move to the second one, then R, then T, then H. That's good. I also want to, in order to see for us visually which is the active cell, we can do some interesting stuff here on the styles of our cell. So I'm going to put this inside an array because I want to add the border color. I want it to depend if this cell is active. So is cell active? That's going to be a function that we will implement in a moment. The border color will be colors dot I don't know, gray. That's how you do it. Otherwise, oh, I forgot to put it inside the object. That's why nothing is working here. Light gray. Otherwise, what was the dark gray? Colors dot dark gray. Save. Now let's implement this cell is active. So I'm going to implement it here. Const cell is active. We need to get the row and the column to understand if it's active or not. And we will return true if row is the same as current row and if column is equal to current column. Now, how do we get the index of our row and index of our column? Because we do not have them here. The row is actually an array of data and the cell is a letter. Well, when mapping, or in most of JavaScript array methods, the first value that you will get is the value itself. The second one is the index. So I can do here I, and for the cell I can do J. And I represents the index of our row, J represents index of our column. I can pass them here. All right, so right away we see the active cell highlighted. So if I do F here, active cell moves to the next one, and so on until we reach the end. After that, I do it. It moves to the next one, which we do not have, and now I can simply add a lot of letters there. Yeah, in order not to be able to add a lot of letters there, we will need to add some extra checks. But look, while we are still here working with mapping and so on, I want to point to a warning that we get. The warning is each child in a list should have a unique key prop. Where is it coming from? And where do we have lists? Well, basically, whenever we map through an array of data and render some items for each element in that data array, what we are doing here, then you need to provide a key, a unique key to that component, and that's because by mapping through an array of data, you potentially can have like thousands of elements, and React needs to know how to properly re-render the components when the data changes, and for that it needs a key. So it's just for improving the performance behind the scenes for React. What key can we give to this view? Well, we can, this is a key, and the same should happen to our row view. It should also have a key. For the row, it's easier. So I'm gonna add a template string with the backticks, and I'm gonna say row and then dash, and here the index of our row. So basically the first row will have a key row 1, then row 2, row 3, row 4, and so on. For the key of our cell, we can do something similar. Cell can be, first of all, we include the ID of our row, and then we include the ID of our cell, just to have a unique key for all the cells that we have here on the map. All right, by doing that, if I refresh, I don't see the warning anymore because both our lists, first one and the second one, contain a unique key. Perfect. Hello everyone who is joining. Yeah, a quick status update. What we are building today is a Wordle game in React Native. And if you're not familiar, this is a simple word game where you are trying to guess one word, which is unique, not unique, which is the same for everyone during the same day. So everyone is trying to guess the same word. And yeah, like you fill in the first row. If it's green, that means that the letter that you chose is the correct one and is on the correct position. If it's orange, the letter is in the word but not on the wrong position. And if it's gray, like you didn't guess the letter. So simple and very fun game that we are trying to build in React Native. John, thank you very much for your message. I'll not read it because it's in Russian, but yeah, I really appreciate your support. All right. So where are we at? Well, the next issue that we're trying to solve is not to overflow the row when we fill in all the columns. So how do we do that? Well, we need to check if so we need to do this step only if current column is less than the letters dot length. Or let's not depend on this letter because I don't know, maybe we will have it or maybe we will not have it in future, but our map of rows we will always have. So if current column is less than rows at position 0, because if I just do like this, it will return the number of rows, but I want the number of columns, and I'm gonna take it from the first row. Let's try to refresh. If current column is less than that, let's try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I cannot do anymore. Well, perfect. First one is done, inputting things. Now let's see how we can clear things, like whenever I press on this clear button. So to do that, I'm going to import the or from constants, I'm going to import this clear label, which simply says clear, but it's better to have them as constants because you know that you're not making any typos. And if you do, like the JavaScript will tell you. So let's do it like this. If key is equal to clear, then we need to do something. We need to do something, and then we also need to return because we don't want to get here. What do we have to do when we clear? So let's visualize it. If I have two letters here, the first one is at position 0, the T is at position 1, and our active current column is at position 0, 1, 2. This is 2. So basically we need to move our current column one cell behind and then remove what is inside that cell, right? So first of all, let's remove what's in the previous cell. So const previous column is equal current column minus 1. Now, let's copy this from here. Updated rows, not at the current column, but at the previous column, will be equal to nothing. We remove what was in the previous column. Then we update the rows, and we also need to update the current column to the previous column, just to move the active one back. Let's press on the clear and see if it works. Boom, it works. Now it works. And if I do it one more time, we go in the negatives. We lose track of it. To fix that, let's do it like this. If prev column is more or equal than 0, right? Previous column. If it's more or equal than 0, we need to do this. The return should still be outside of this if statement, because even though it's not, like, we need to stop here because we don't, if we press on the clear, we don't want to execute this one. So if I fill in some letters and if I press clear, 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 and one more time clear, nothing happens because we are on the first column here. And if I fill in all of the way, yep, it still works. Perfect. The clear works. Following, but at a slower pace. Hey, Mr. Frank, you're back. This is such a great idea, Vadim. Wordle is so much fun. Yes, I also started playing it and I'm enjoying itself. I'm enjoying it, and I decided to build it. Thank you very much for the donation, Frank. I remember you are one of the first supporters of the channels. Thank you. Okay. The next key that we want to handle is the enter key, right? So for that, I'm going to import the same enter keyword from our constants. And the same way as we do if key is clear, do this. The same way I'm going to check if key is equal to enter. If key is equal to enter, what do we have to do? Well, we have to move to the next row and to the first column. Easy, let's check. Set current row to the row plus 1. Then set current column to the 0 because we want to start from the left. And that's probably it. And if I press enter, can find variable row. because it's current row. Enter. Boom, we are from a new line. Enter, we are from a new line. The issue is that I can do enter without finishing the sentence. So for that reason, I'm gonna have to do one more extra check here. If rows at the current row dot, no, I just need to check if current row, no, current column, if the column is on the last cell, that means that we have a full word. So if current column is equal to the amount of columns that our map have, length, then we can do this. Do you follow it? Is it clear? Can you write in the description if something is not clear and if I have to go over it again? I understand it might be confusing because we are working a lot with this bidimensional array. So it's for some people it might be challenging. I agree. Let's test it now. So if I have a couple of them, I press enter, nothing happens. Perfect. If I press clear, it clears. However, if I have it full, I press enter, it moves from a new line. Perfect. That's good. That's good. We are doing good progress. Amazing. Look, what is our next steps? Will you be doing backend, or will you store all of these words locally, or will you leave that up to us? In this episode, I'm not gonna do the backend, and I'm thinking that all the words, I'll keep them locally, because there is one word per day, so you can easily put all of them, and that's not gonna be a lot of data, that's gonna be a couple of kilobytes or bytes. Hey, seems I'm late to the party. No, you're not late. Like we have some progress, but you can always go back and watch it from the beginning. What font do you use in VS Code? I don't remember, but I made a video about that specifically for this. Hello Marco. Hello Sonics. I don't know. Okay, let's start to add some colors to our project. You make it look easy. The thing is that I've prepared a bit this morning for the game, and that's why it looks easier. Don't get the wrong impression. Like if you're struggling with this, like I totally understand, like this is quite complicated, and take your time. Try to understand what you're doing. If you don't understand, like why do we have here rows at 0? Like if I put rows at 1, will it still work? And experiment like this. Like why do we have more or equal than 0? If I put just more than 0, will it still work? And you give it a try. And then you try to clear, and you see that you cannot clear the first one. Oh, that's why we need more or equal than 0. And so on. Like, yeah, try to understand why we are doing these things. Wouldn't the TypeScript-based one make it easier to work? For people that know TypeScript, yes, it would. For people that don't, no. But not hugely. Like this is relatively small application, so it's not mandatory to use TypeScript. Maybe you could make use of user reducer. That might be interesting, but I'm not gonna do that now because I'm gonna confuse you even more. How to store Word in iCloud? in iCloud, I don't know, maybe you meant just cloud. We could create a cloud backend for this application using Amplify or Firebase or any other backend that we want, and to query the word of the day from there. That's one approach as well. Yes, let me check if we are on track with everything that we have to do. Add letter to the map. We did that. Don't overflow the world. Clear. Enter. Yes. The next step is our, as I said, adding some background colors. How we are going to do that? Well, background colors we need to add to our cell here, right? So what I'm gonna do is I am going to add a new style here to these styles as background color. And I'm not gonna try to do all the if statements here, even though I can with question mark operator, but we have a lot of them. That's why I'm gonna implement a function, get cell bg color, and I will send to that function. I'll send three things. I'll send the actual letter, like the cell. Instead of calling it cell, I should probably call it letter, because it's a letter there. And here as well, letter. Can fire, but okay. I'll send to this function get cell background color the cell, the row, and the column. I'll send everything to know about it in order to understand if it's green, if it's orange, or if it's black. So this function, let's implement it here. Const equal letter, a row, and column. So let me remind you what are the colors for. I don't have any oranges here, but the thing is, if you guessed, if the letter, okay, let me try again. If you guess the letter and the letter is in the right position, then it is displayed with a green background. If the letter is not on the right position, but the letter is inside the word that you are trying to guess, then the background will be orange. And otherwise, if the letter is completely not in that word, it's going to be with black. So with that in mind, let's start by checking if our letter, I think we do not need to send the letter here. I mean, it's not mandatory because we, based on the row and the column, we can take it from our rows here. But having it, it's still okay. If letter that we're trying to display the background is the same as the, where do we have it? This word that we are trying to guess, this word is an array of letters, but we need to get the letter at the position column. If they are the same, that means that we guessed the letter and it's on the right position because we are checking specifically on that position. Then we will return colors dot I think it's primary. All right. If we didn't guess the letter, let's check if the word that we are trying to guess, basically letters, if it includes our letter that we are trying, we input there. If it includes, that means that the background color should be colors dot secondary. And I don't know. Otherwise, it can be colors dot. Usually, what background color does this cell have? Background color dark gray. What other colors do we have? Dark gray. I think we will go with the black one. Oh no, that's border color, dark gray. Yes, we're gonna go with dark gray actually. So if none of these are working, then it's dark gray. What's happening there? Can find variable cell. Get background color, not cell, but letter. Background color. What's happening? Come on. Okay, if we didn't have this one. All right, so as you can see, if we don't have anything, our cells are basically empty, like they do not have any background color. They are, you can see behind it. If we add this, all of them become gray. And if I will start writing things, if I will add H, it's gonna be orange because H is inside our hello world. And if I'm gonna do L here, that's gonna be green because it's in the right place. The thing is that we don't want to show these colors to the current row. We want to show them to all the rows above. So if I'm gonna do here, like I want the colors to the first row, but I don't want to see the colors here because that's cheating. We lose the point of the game. Let's think how to fix this issue here. Get cell background. Basically, I'm gonna add another if statement, checking if the row that we are currently, the row for the letter that we are rendering at the moment, if it is more or equal than the current row, then the color will be colors.black, basically the empty thing. Oh, here we have it. So yeah, the row that we are working with will be with black background, all of them. Doesn't matter if it's the right one, the wrong one. We don't want to show it to user. So he can clear and try again. And only after he does enter, we will display the right color there. And if I'm gonna do hello, boom, all green. Perfect. All right. What are good resources to start learning UI? There are a lot of videos on this channel that are focused on UI development. You can start with Tesla clone. That's an easy clone of an application specifically for beginners. And by implementing that, you will implement, you will build the Tesla application, the Tesla website in a React Native way. I'm getting an error in MongoDB and I can solve it. There is no solution for it on the internet. I don't believe that there is no solution on the internet. On the internet, you can find everything. It's a matter of how you search it. You can send it to me in private or on Discord, and I'm gonna try to help you. But it's out of scope for this video, so let's try to be focused here. Okay, let's see other questions. Someone was suggesting, first you need to check if it includes the letter. If so, check if the letter is in the right index. If so, it's green. If not, it's orange. Pretty simple. That's one solution, but I first check if it's in the right position. And if yes, I return green. And only when I know that it's not in the right position, I check, but maybe it's in the word. And then I return secondary. I think this is a bit cleaner. Let's see. Is a check on current row plus one not necessary? Current row plus one is the check. do you mean here, current row plus 1? Or where? Can we make an application with subscription model using React Native Payment Gateway? Yes, we have this planned for the very near future. Like in the couple of next week, we're gonna have a tutorial on payment integrations. Okay guys, so let's get back to our application. So we have our colors. What would be the next steps? What are the next steps? Look, if we are working with the colors at the moment, let's also implement the colors for our keyboard. The way I implemented the keyboard is if you send here green caps, an array of caps, like for example, A and B should be green, and orange caps, or how is it? Green. What other caps are there? Yellow caps. And if I do yellow caps, C and W, then they are rendered with that specific color. So we need to collect all the green letters from our map, also all the yellow keys from our map, and also all the black keys from our map in order to send it to the keyboard to properly render them there. How we're gonna do that? Well, we will loop through our map, this map, rows, and we will take the letters based on the colors, right? For example, const green caps is equal to rows, because that's the data that we're working with, dot I don't know, probably map, and for each row we are looking into the row dot map, and here is our cell. So what are we gonna do with the cell? We need to check. Look, using the same get cell background color, we're gonna check if the color is primary, and only if the color is primary, we're gonna keep that letter for our green caps. So if get cell background color of our letter, you know what? I'm gonna simplify this letter because we can get it automatically, you know, and it will have to send less data through properties, because const letter is equal simply rows at position row and at position column. That's it. Okay, here get background color, cell, not cell, but we need the index of our row and the index of our column, I and J. So if get background color is equal to colors.primary, then we need that key to remain in the caps. So instead of mapping, I'm gonna switch to a filter. Basically, get rid of all the letters except the ones that have a green background. And if I will do console.log green caps, let's have a look at what we will see here. So it's nothing if I do, I don't know, and enter. Then we don't have anything, but if I'm gonna do something like this, we see that there is these three letters, H, E, and L, only these letters. But as you can see, we have an array of arrays, but what we need to do, let's do it like this one more time. I need here to get the O, enter. What I need to do is basically merge all these arrays. I need an array containing H, E, L, and O. So basically, we need to merge all the values of these arrays. To do that, the easiest solution will be, instead of map, to call a flat map. And this is gonna do what I told you just now. It will map through everything, and at the end it will flatten that array. Basically, it will merge all the child arrays. Hello. Thank you. Yes, you can. You're welcome. So now let's have a look with the flat map. Here we have it. It's a simple array of values. And if I'm gonna take the green caps and send them to our keyboard, green caps, then they will be H, E, L, and O. Perfect. Let's do the same thing for our yellow caps. Green caps. Look, for the yellow caps, I'm gonna have to copy paste this thing and do it again. But you know what? I'm gonna declare better a function that will handle this situation. Get all letters with color, and then I'm gonna send a color here, and I'm gonna do it like this: return rows, do everything, but check it based not on the colors.primary, but on this color. And now our green caps are simply get all letters with color, colors.primary. Then const yellow caps is get all letters with color, colors.secondary. And our black caps, or letters, or keys, I don't know, is get all letters with color, colors dot, is it black or dark gray? I think it's dark gray. Yes, it's dark gray. So now we can send them to yellow, and the last one is gray caps. Let's rename it gray here. Gray caps. Boom. All right, we have it. So if I refresh the game, initially all of the keys are activated. If I write something, all right, H is there, but these 4 letters, they are grayed out. And the thing is that we can not even press on them because they are obviously not in the word. So let's try another thing, like, I don't know, and enter. Boom, we see green letters, which means that's good. Okay, enter, and we are done. Not with a build, we still have a couple of things to implement, but with coloring our keyboard. Any reason why not use get cell background color to also set green caps, yellow caps is desert. Get background color. The thing is that like keyboard is a separate component, and I didn't want to involve a function call here. I just wanted to, I don't know, I thought that this is the easier way. Like we send here an array of, I don't know, a couple of keys, and we know that these keys should be with green. Easy, easy. Same thing with yellow and gray caps. Can you make a video on React Native performance optimization? That's an interesting topic. We could definitely do something like that in future. Is the application responsive on all device sizes? I tried my best to do it responsive. You can give it a try. Like map height 100. It shouldn't be here. Map should match the height of everything. But yeah, like everything is responsive. It depends on the screen size, and also we have a max width for, I don't know, if you run this application on iPad, like it's gonna look still good. It will not have giant keys there. What happens when current row exceeds row's length? Yeah, that's possible. Nothing will happen at the moment. We will just not be able to, oh, probably undefined is not an object. Yeah, we will have an error. But that's our next task. The next task is to handle the game states, if we won or if we lost. And let's see if we have any other comments. In get cell background color, we already have a greens and yellows, etc. Yeah, maybe that. If you find a better way to do it, like go ahead and also send me a screenshot or send me the code for it, because I don't say that this is the best way to implement it or the most performant way. Like this is one way, and if you can think of another way, that's also valid. So guys, let's continue, and we're gonna continue with win and lose game states, right? So when that should happen, when should we check if it's win or loss? We need to check that whenever we go to the next row. So as you can see here, like I write something, then I press enter, I go to the next row, and now I need to check, did I win or did I lose? So for that reason, I'm going to use the useEffect hook to execute the logic of checking the game state when our current row changes. But this useEffect will also be updated in the first time, so we need to check if current row is more than 0, then check game state. All right, let's implement this check game state. I don't know where. Let's scroll a bit down. We already have a lot of things here. I don't know. Let's declare it somewhere here. Check game state. And that's it. Then we're gonna have two more function. Check if won equal to a function, and const check if lost is a function. Check if won. Yeah, here let's do if check if won will return true. Then what do we have to do? Let's start with a simple alert. Hooray, you won. Else if check if lost, alert, try again tomorrow. Okay, now nothing will happen, but if we will implement this check if one, so we need to check if every letter, so let's say that I add something here, enter, try again tomorrow. Oh, I didn't call this check if lost. Now it's better. So if every letter of our previous row, because we already moved to the next one and we need to check the previous one. So I can do const row equal to rows at position current row -1. So we are now on the row number 1 with the index 1. We get the row from the previous position, which is at position 0, and we need to check this word. We are gonna use some handy JavaScript methods, and we are right away gonna return. So let's return true if every character in our row, every letter in our row is the same as the letter from our word. Letters. I don't know if we need letter. Letters, where do we use it? Letters here, letters column. Maybe we could use it as an array. So check if one, if letter is equal to letters at the same position, but what is the position of this letter? Well, we can get it the same way as we did it previously by taking the I here. So at position I. So if every letter from our row here, well, I already saw an issue there. Did it say that we won? No. No, that's good. So let's try it like this. Enter. Now, if every letter from this row letter is equal to the letter from the word that we are trying to guess, but at the same position, then we won. Otherwise, we didn't. So let's try the one state. Hello, enter. Hooray, you won. Good, that's awesome. Now let's check, do the check if lost as well. When did we lose? We lost if we didn't win and we are at the return at the current row. Basically, if we overflow the rows, if we have 6 tries, but now we are at the current row rows of length. So if currently we are past the number of rows, then we lost. Let me refresh and try again. Now the current row is equal to rows length minus 1, because the first one is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but the length is 6. And now if I will press enter, we will go to the current row 6, which is going to be equal to rows. And the first thing, we will check if we won. Otherwise, we will check if we lost. So if I press enter, try again tomorrow. All right, the lost situation works as well. Like for the value-packed content. Well, always a pleasure. Thank you very much. It's my pleasure as well to share with you. Anyone can tell me if this live will be saved on YouTube? Yes, yes, and yes. We are saving all the live streams on the channel, so you can go back, watch it on your own pace. I understand that now in the live stream I'm trying to go a little bit faster, but after that you can pause and go on actually your own pace. Okay, so we have a winning state, we have a lost state. Shall we save it in an actual state variable, like what is the state of the game? Because now there is an issue if I do hello, hello, we won, but we can go and play further. So I think we will need a state variable, const game state, set game state equal use state. What can be the potential states? One is game over. No, let's do easier. One, lost, and playing. These are the three possible states. Initially, it's game state playing. If check is win, we display that and we set game state to 1. And if we lost, we set game state to lost. Okay, now on key pressed, first of all, we need to check if game state is equal to playing. No, if game state is different than playing, then we want to stop. We don't want to execute the function. Now, if I'm gonna do hello, enter, we won, and we will not be able to enter any more data. Let's see. Okay. What's the next step? I think we are almost there. We are almost there. Do we need anything extra? What is the best way for you to improve your coding skills before you are good at it? Let me address it. So the question is, what was the best way for you to improve your coding skills before you are good at it? So my idea is that the best way to improve your coding skills is by building actual real world projects. I don't know, you most definitely have an idea of an application that you want to build, like it's your dream, like that is what motivates you to start learning coding. Why not start it while learning coding? And that will speed up your process of learning so much, because you have a goal of building an application. You will learn and you will research over the way a lot of things. And by doing that, you will learn and you will not get bored. And the bonus point is that at the end you will have a working application. So if that's also how I learned coding, mostly through building projects, through building startups that I was passionate about. And even though when I started, I was zero, I didn't know any programming. I slowly got the fundamentals and then right away started building projects. All right. What I wanted to show you next is how we can share the result, because I think this is a little trick and it's pretty cool. And sharing these results on Twitter, I don't know if you saw them. Let me show you. This, in my opinion, contributed to the most growth, because you saw, for example, in my case, I saw so many squares like this in my feed. Yeah, square like this, or let's open even Wordle here. Like so many squares like this, and I was like, what is this? Like, I don't understand what's happening. And this made a lot of people Google it and actually start playing themselves. So I think that it's a really smart feature of sharing like your score in this way without and having this how's it called, mystery in the shared message, because it's nowhere like a link to the game. There is nowhere, actually there is the name Wordle, but that's it, like that's the only thing. So let's see how we can do the same in our application. Well, for that, like the way they are doing it, they're not actually sharing it. They're just putting this text in your clipboard. And after that, you can go to Twitter, Facebook, or anywhere and paste that message manually. That's how we're going to do in our application as well. And for that reason, we are going to install a package. Let's open the terminal and let's add a new one. No, let's better stop our server, because we will still need to restart it, and do expo install, and it's called expo-clipboard. Expo install expo clipboard. All right, we have installed the clipboard package. Now, where will that functionality be of sharing? Well, when we say you won, let's add a button. So for the alert, if you add, but did we import the alert? Yes, we did. The third parameters in an alert is the list of buttons, and we need to provide an array, and each button is an object. So let's say the button is going to have a text of share, and on press will be, I don't know, share score. Let's take this function and implement it somewhere here. Const share score equal. All right. And let's try to compose this text. How we're gonna do that? So, well, we have these rows. We have the representation of map in our state. Well, const text to share is going to depend on our rows. So rows, let's map through every row in that array, and we will need the position as well. And then for every row, we need to map as well through the cell and then J. Well, you know what? Let's simply take the background color of that cell. So get cell background of I and then J. This is going to give us the background color. And we can simply console log text to share. Let's have a look. Oh, we need to restart the server. No, not like this. npm start. Vadim, you're putting out content that's too good to be true. The best React Native projects on YouTube, period. Thank you very much. Thank you a lot for appreciating my hard work. I'm trying my best to provide as much value as possible here on YouTube, and I'd really appreciate if you, let's do it. Let's all hit the subscribe button down below if you take some value out of my videos that I produce here, and that will help me tremendously. Like I have a goal to reach 100K by the end of this year, and with your help, I believe that we can do it. So it's free. You can do it right now, and do it. Why not? Subscribe. Right, and we have our application back here. Let's refresh it. I'm gonna do a couple of things here. Enter, and then let's do hello. Enter. Share. If I press share, we should see. I don't see any console log because I didn't select iPhone from here. So select your device, and now we will see the background color here. So yeah, we see a lot of things, but first row, second one, and third one. This is all the greens that we have there. How to proceed? Look, I made in our constants, I made a map, a simple JavaScript object that serves as a map, where the key is our color, for example, dark gray, and the value is one of these squares. Now, using these colors to emoji, we can simply map from these values to the squares that you saw there. Let's try to do that. Let's, in our app.js, import colors to emoji, and where we have a share here. So we get the background color, and now we're using the colors to emoji. We simply map. We say, give me the emoji that corresponds to this color. We have a color, we want back an emoji. That's what's happening here. Let's have a look. If I clear everything and I press share, all right, we see something happening. That's good because the third array contains only green things. And as you can see, like, it matches our map here, like undefined here. Yeah, there is no color there. Okay, so now let's see how we can, from an array of icons, get a string of these icons merged together. To do that, we can call join operator on an array. Our array is going to be this one, a row.map will return an array, and we can dot join. And you can say here how do you want to join. If you want comma, add a comma here. And now if I press share, it's not there. Why? Well, what? Join. Okay. Share. All right. Now they're going to be merged with a comma. The thing is that we don't want any space between them, so we're going to just join on using an empty array, an empty string. That will give us this array. Now, this array we need to merge. No, first of all, let's filter these rows that do not have anything. So I'm going to do like this, rows.map dot filter the row if row doesn't have anything. Filter only if it has something. Will it work like this? Share. Yes. it kept only the rows that contain the value. Now, this is still an array. So we want to join it. But how do we want to join? We want to join it with a enter, with a new line character. Let's have a look at the new line code. I don't know how is it called. Yeah. Is it simply like that? Join with a \n. Let's see if it actually works. Let's have a look at our here, share. Yes, yes, it works. Come on, let's go. Now that we have this text to share, where is my code? Here. Now that we have this text to share, we can simply do, first of all, import the clipboard border color. I don't need it here. Import clipboard from React Native, not React Native Web, but from Expo clipboard from here. Now share score, we can do clipboard dot set text, or how is it called? Clipboard. Let's check the documentation, or let me quickly check it here. Set string. Set string to that text share that we're trying to share. And after that, we can also do alert. Alert, I don't know, your score, what to say there? Copied successfully. That's how I write successfully. I can never write successfully. Success. Success. It should be an C. Double. Oh my god, I did it. Share your score on your social media. Save. All right, we won. Let's press share. Let's refresh our application. Something is going on here. So this is my first try. Enter, then this one, enter, then this one, enter, and then hello. Enter. Amazing. We won. Share. Undefined is not an object evaluating expo clipboard, clipboard set string. ¿Por qué? We install this expo clipboard. Let's check package.json. Expo clipboard. Yes, it's there. Oh, probably we will need to restart and clear the cache. So npm start. Clean or clear? Yeah, clear. And let's close application completely and run it again. So right now, let's give it a test. Enter, 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 and hello, and hello, enter, share, undefined is not an object. Why? Expo clipboard set string. Once again, I'm coming back. I need to go somewhere very important, so stay tuned. I'm coming back. We will fix this issue. Right, I'm back. Let's see once again what's the issue. Oh, I think that the way it is imported. So, oh yes, I imported it like this by destructuring, but we need to import everything as clipboard. And now if I do share, copied successfully. Now let's go into another application. For example, messages, and paste it here. Paste. Boom. That's it. I don't know who I'm texting there, but hopefully it's not some of my numbers. Yeah, for the shared text, you can also, I don't know, add something in the beginning, like this is the map to text map or rows, and then text to share equal, it can be like Wordle, the number of days I think they are saying, and something like that, but I'm gonna keep it simple. Text map. Where is my application? What's happening? All right. Enter, and then hello. Enter, share, copied, okay. Paste, and now it will contain some one extra space, but you've got the idea. That's how we can implement the share mechanism similar to the Wordle game. You had to empty the clipboard first. Do you? If you just set string, it will simply override. Okay, all right. What else? There is a small issue that I can show you how to fix. I cannot show you exactly how and when it happens. For example, if I do some small changes in the application and I save, I see the U1 message once again. So that would happen only if the application re-renders in that win state. To fix that, what we can do is a simple way would be to check here if check1 and game state is different than 1, then do this. Check if lost and game state. That's basically don't repeat the same step. Game step is different than lost, then do this. But because we added another check, I think that the best way would be in the check if lost to first of all check if if a user won. So check if won, and that he lost if he didn't already win, and if he is over that limit. Now if I'm gonna try a couple of enter, let me try to lose, enter, enter, try again, okay. And if I'm gonna change something here, I don't know, save, I'm not gonna see that message again because we are checking, we are showing the alert when we lost, but only the first time we lost. Like if we are already in the lost state, we don't show it one more time. The same should happen with winning state. Hello, enter, we won, share, okay. Now if I do some changes, refresh, nothing happens. Oh, I have to empty the clipboard when I had to go away. Yes, yes, exactly. All right. So that was mostly everything that I wanted to show you. What else we can implement or improve? The way we take the word. So that's something interesting. The way I think that the easiest way to select the daily word is just to simply have like words, which is an array of, I don't know, hello, world, and so on. And then when we launch the application, we will select the word based on the current date. So let's have a look how we can, no, based on the number of the day in a year. So if it's 15 January, that's the 15th word. If it's 15 February, that's somewhere like 45, or I don't know the math, but you get the idea. So I'm gonna search something like JavaScript get day of the year. I think I found some functions. I don't want to reinvent the wheel here. I will simply take one of these. I think this one is simple enough. They say that it has an issue with during the daylight saving switch, but it doesn't matter for us. So I'm gonna have this function here. Const get day of the year. I will move everything to const because we do not use var anymore. Now we take the date. We then move to the beginning of the year. We check the difference between now and the beginning of the year. We calculate how many seconds is one day, and then we calculate the number of days based on that difference in seconds. That's simply how it works. And we can return day. Now our selected word so const day of the year equal get day of the year, and then the word will be words at the position day of the year. The thing is, I need to input more words here. So, I don't know. Let me just copy paste this multiple times to have enough words. All right, and it works. Now let's check if it's hello or world. Hello, enter. Boom, we've done it. If I'll remove the first one, that will mean that the current word is a different one, because it's a different day. And now I will have to guess the come on. Oh, I was in the one state. world. Enter. Hey, we won. All right, now the only step is to actually fill in 365 words here. And I think that I'm gonna fill in these words, and I'm gonna deploy this application on market, and I'm gonna do it with some programming words so that everyone can have some fun with trying to guess some programming keywords. I'm gonna spend some time to find some really nice words, names of some algorithms, and then we will I will try to deploy it. Let's hope that I'll have time to do that. But yeah, that's the easiest way that we can manage words. Of course, if you want a different way, like you could have a backend where you store all the words, and then from the application you just query the backend, get the current word, and work with it. This way, like if we have to add more words, we will have to build again the application and publish it again on market. But with the help of Expo, we can do these updates over the air, which means that the user will not have to reinstall the application. We will not submit a new build. We simply will submit a new JavaScript bundle that will be downloaded by Expo when the application will first launch, when the application will launch on the device. So that's not a big issue. All right, so other things that you can improve on this game, and things that I will leave you as a homework to practice. Let me grab something and I will write you. Or let me do it right here. Let's do a readme.md. Okay. React Native Wordle game in React Native. Here is homework. One thing that you could improve is save current progress in async storage, so that if you close the application in the middle of the game and then relaunch, you continue from where you started. This will prevent cheating. This will prevent cheating because now you could try some different letters, check them, close the application, open it again, and do the word from the first try. But if you save a progress in async storage, then you will make sure that this is not happening. Your goal is just to subscribe. Hello, Catalin, how is it going? Another thing would be keep track of all the score and streaks. So for example, in Wordle, if I will open it, Wordle. There are so many already. What is the original one? Wordle language, I don't know. Power language. So if I remember the word from today, it was something like perky, enter. Okay, and we will see the statistics. Oh my god, enter. Or here, yes. Statistics, this shows the number of games played. Let's add that to our project. Keep track of stats, number of games played. What else you can add? Win rate. You can calculate based on how many times you won. Current streak. Max streak. How do you pronounce it? I don't know. And yeah, that's it. So if you can keep track of these stats, you can also do them in a sync storage. Like, of course, it could be better with a database, because with a database you will never lose this data. But with a sync storage, that's also good. You can also keep them there, because it's not like, I don't know, some very important data that you are afraid of losing. Because with a sync storage, if a person uninstalls the application, then he will lose this data. What else? Animations for the letters, for the words, and so on. What else can you do? This is already more advanced, like more advanced, and needs some backend. Public leaderboard. Save the stats in a database. Public leaderboard to see who is the first one, and so on. Hey guys, recommend some additional features that we could add here. Yeah, I don't remember what other things we could check here. If you add, I'm gonna add it somewhere here. If you add a big data set of words, you can also check if the entered word is a valid word. And what I mean here is, for example, in Wordle, let me try again. If you Wordle power language, if you'd write some very random letters and you press enter, nothing is happening because it says the word is not in the list. So it should be some valid words to be able to enter. So you could implement that as well, but only if you have a big enough data set of words. Because if you have, like, I don't know, 10 words and you implement this feature, I don't think it's going to be good, because people will not be able to guess the words that exactly you put there, and it's going to be frustrating. That's what I think. And yeah, if you have any other ideas, please implement them. That way you will learn much more by doing extra features, by going that extra mile, by being curious and saying, like, what will happen if I do that? Or if I add one extra rule to this game, it will be more fun. I don't know. Be creative and implement it, and show me a demo. Send me on my email or on social medias, send me your GitHub repositories. I'm gonna have a look, and if you also publish the game, you can send it to me. If you want to play this game at the moment, but no, we're not gonna do that, because I will try my best to release this game soon. I don't know how soon, but I will try. And Yeah, I think that was it, guys, for today. That was everything that I wanted to show you. Subscribe to the channel down below not to miss future videos, because we have a lot of plans for 2021. We have Lucas on our team. We have our team members that are helping us create more and better content. And we're going to try our best to make sure that this year, like, we all grow together as a community, and we achieve new highs together. And the only thing that I ask you is to subscribe to the channel, and the rest I'm gonna come with fire videos with value-packed tutorials as this one later in the future. And yeah, let's roll the outro. Where is it, the outro? Here it is. While you're watching for the next video, you can watch this video or this video. They're both amazing tutorials that will teach you React Native and Amplify development for mobile development. And yeah, take care, stay hydrated, write clean code, and I'm out. Bye bye.